Hello everyone, I'm Adriana and today with the help of Leonardo we are going to see this Samsung Galaxy A6 that's having charging problems. To save time we are going straight to the microscope and we are analyzing the charging connector from the outside. We can see that the charging pin is completely broken, so we are going to proceed to disassemble the device. To remove the screen, we use the hot air gun at 90 Celsius degrees during 4 minutes. As this device opens from the screen, you have to be careful when you remove it. We've removed hundreds of screens with this technique, and you can even do it with a mobile dryer or a screen separator. At home, if you don't have these tools, you can also use a hairdryer. This device comes from the internet with a repair price of €69, shipping included. As a technician, you have to master all the techniques to offer quality diagnosis and shorten repair time. To remove the screen, we use a super thin metal pick, a plastic card, and other plastic picks from the Dunlop brand. To avoid damaging the screen, you have to do it carefully and slowly. Before inserting the plastic card, you should be 100% sure where the screen flex is and don't cut it. If you don't know where is it, you should search on internet, on Google Images, and in this way you'll know where the screen flex is positioned. If the device loses temperature, then we are going to heat it again during 3 or 4 minutes. In this way, we'll keep the adhesive warm. Gradually, we keep cutting the adhesive with the plastic card. After lifting the screen, we remove the plastic connector and we remove the screen connector. Now, as always, I want to ask you, if you like our content, to give it a big like and to share it, because we've invested quite some time in providing a lot of information in a short period. Thank you. In the next step, we have to remove all the screws from the middle casing using a 1.8 star screwdriver. And please don't forget to remove the SIM tray. At this point, we have to separate the middle case from the back cover using a plastic piquetar. Now we are going to connect a power laboratory supply using the power Z directly to the battery connector. In this way, we'll know if the device is working correctly. To connect the cables to the motherboard, we recycle an original battery connector. In this way, we can correctly input power to the motherboard. To turn on the device, we use a metal clamp pressing directly on the power button pins. So far, we've got good news. The device turns on, so we are going to dig a little deeper and see if we've got a good consumption on the motherboard. To observe the consumption in real time, we now go to the PowerZ software. After pressing the button for less than a half a second, everything indicates that the device is responding well. We are going to press the power button for more than a second and let it turn on. We can observe that the first peak hasn't exceeded 10 seconds, which means that the motherboard is fine for the moment. To be 100% sure that the device has a normal consumption, we are going to put it in power saving mode. Once the device has entered in power saving mode, the ideal is for the consumption to drop to zero. If we get a small consumption of 3, 5, 8 milliamperes, then the device is okay. If in power saving mode we have high consumption, it's likely there's a leak on the motherboard and we have to look for it with a thermal camera or using the rosin technique. Finally, we can see that we've taken the phone out of the power saving mode and the PowerZ has started to consume power. This is the correct way to perform a good diagnosis on the mobile device. Once we have the diagnosis, we communicate with our customer and give him the repair price. In this case, it was 69 euros. Instead of working hard, as Leonardo did before getting into repairs, it's better to learn a less demanding job. Between the ages of 20 and 40, the body can handle a lot, but after 40, things change. You have to take care of yourself. So invest some time in your training, which today is almost for free. Between artificial intelligence, emulators with schematic plans and free YouTube videos, you have it easy. Now we are going to remove the broken charging connector using a GBC brand hot air station at 400 Celsius degrees and 60% air. To encourage you a little bit, we leave you here a YouTube channel with Chinese technicians that are repairing hundreds of CPU using $10 or $15 air stations. Leonardo saw it with his own eyes when he was in China, so there are no excuses, and invest a little money in some good tools to generate an extra income. In the description of this video, we leave you some purchase link with some air station you might need. We'll continue now with our repair. We apply some flux and solder paste to clean the old solder lid. With the tip of the soldering iron at 350 Celsius degrees and using a desoldering wick, we clean the pads. To remove the burnt flux, we use isopropyl alcohol or contact cleaner. Soldering the charging connector can be done in many ways. Today we are going to use the solder paste. After applying solder paste, we place the charging connector. To solder it, we are going to lower the temperature a little bit to 300 Celsius degrees and 40% air. Since we know that the melting point of this solder is 183 Celsius degrees, we can lower the working temperature to 300 Celsius degrees. Depending on our hot air station, we can rise or lower the working temperature, so before starting to work with the hot air station, we have to do some tests and check what's the ideal temperature. Here's the final result, a strong and shiny solder. To solder the sides, we are using the thick tip of the soldering iron at 300 Celsius degrees and the leaded solder wire. Usually I do this repair in about 20 minutes and we can easily charge for the customer 60 euros. There might be some stores where the cost of this repair is less, but I prefer to invest in good tools and offer to our customer a 100% guarantee. If a screen breaks in our workshop because of our fault, we replace it without hesitation. We'll never tell the customer that there is a possibility that the screen might break and not to be covered by the guarantee. If you want to grow as a technician, you have to take some risks. In this way, in a short time, you'll be able to solve increasingly complicated repairs every day. You must get used to the pressure because otherwise failure will come knocking. Now we are going to reassemble the device and check the result of our repair. It seems that the device has run out of the battery, so we have to wait a little bit. We can see a charge of 500 mAh, so the device is slowly charging the battery. Right now the device is charging with 1.1 amperes, which is a good sign. Finally, our device is charging correctly. Guys, this was all for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.